Alright, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified podcast. Today is April 24th, 2024, surprisingly. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Achilles.
Hey, it's your boy, Pokemon Trigger, please. And yeah, we're back at it again. I can't believe we just got up to 200.
Bro, this is a milestone for us specifically since we've been doing this for 200 weeks, technically. So, probably more. Well, actually, yeah, 200 weeks. That's over 4 years now. It's been 4 years since we actually did this, right?
Crazy.
I mean, why am I surprised? We just actually, celebrated our 4-year anniversary maybe a few months back. So, but then 200 episodes is still a milestone, meaning that we continue to bring you the news, updates, and ranting about the game because, we love the game just as much as everybody else. As you can see, my room is actually looking a little bleak because, there's less stuff going around and everything. Yo! Is that many subscribing? That we love Manolo. That's a new one. But thank you so much for the sub if you don't know anything there. Yeah, I can only... Yeah, that's me. Okay, cool. Okay, thank you so much. And also Chris for that. We got a hype train close by. We got to sub more, everybody. Come on, y'all. I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, that's a little too on the nose today.
I know, right? That'll be hilarious if we actually get that. Actually, yeah, that would be cool. I'm actually going to text somebody real quick. We got a hype train going. But yeah, so we're here once again. I already said that, but it doesn't hurt to say it every time. We're here once again to talk about Pokemon Go news updates and ranting about the game because we love the game just as much as everybody else. Don't forget, we are part of the Professor Network. Sorry for actually looking at the notes because it's not. It is the notes, but oh wow, that's bright. Jeez. The website is a lot brighter, but wonderful people to work with every single time. Make sure you check us out at the Pokemon Professor Network. We are proud to be part of the big family out there of wonderful podcasters. So, Lower Up, gotta watch them all. Special Conditions, Way Spotters, Good Morning Johto, wonderful people, really. Everybody, it's always good to have a good family around us for the podcast here. But yeah, that's wonderful. I don't know, man. How you been? It's been 200 episodes, so it's been 200 weeks since I've seen you.
Yeah, it's been a fun week. Definitely the event has been about as fun as I thought it would.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's just been fun to go out, kind of hang out, play Pokemon Go. I can't say I've played any more or less than I normally would. But yeah, Tapu Bulu's been fun too. Fun to raid him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nobody's getting anything with that boy in raids right now.
He's so mean.
It is. He's one of those types. Well, it's like the RNG of the rotation at this point. It's like if you get the Hundo or not, that'd be cool, So, but yeah, it's one of those things in the end. But what else? You got anything cool to share for 200?
For 200? No. Not too much. Just that I'm happy it's been so long, honestly. I'm glad to keep doing this.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna keep on doing it as much as we can when it comes out to. Oh my goodness, Manny. My goodness, thank you for the bits there, brother. I appreciate it. But yeah, I guess we should probably be more hyped when it's also 200. So, I wanted to do a couple of things, but I've been just so busy actually just getting things done. Again, as you guys can see, I don't have a lot actually going on behind me anymore. I'll be moving pretty soon actually. So it's a bittersweet moment since I've been doing this podcast. I think in this office, it's been arranged in a couple of rooms every now and then, but in this office for like the 4 years that we've been here, so I've been doing things. So it's gotta change. I'm hoping to do a few more things in general. But yeah, 200 episodes means that we continue to strive to bring as much information as you guys about the game that we love so much. So I know I'm basically repeating myself like 300 times at this point, but we're gonna keep on doing
200
it.
times to be exact. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna say it for 200 times more, So, but yeah, it's just amazing. I couldn't be happier to continue on doing this, and we're gonna continue on doing this. So, with that being said, I also want to thank all our wonderful listeners to always be good to everybody out there, and thank you for always listening to us rant too much. Anyways, I'm ranting again, so let's get to a few things here and there. I do have 8 2KX hatching right now, so maybe I can hatch something cool before we start. So let's see what's the big idea. We're gonna start with a male combi, nothing shiny yet. A female combi, that's pretty cool.
Oh, you can get the female combi.
Yeah,
Okay.
a fungus. A male combi again. Jeez, I'm gonna be 8 right one of these days. Trubbish, not need that anymore, luckily. Dribble, why you're not shiny? A Barnacle, okay. Is that it? No, got one more, I think. That's the last one. And then we have another Dribble. Okay, so let's check the ABs on all this. No shinies, even though the event said that we were going to get, shiny higher hands on X, but, there's something cool. There's a Honda Barnacle. Wait, is that from... Oh, yeah, that is the hatch book. Okay, cool. So I got a Honda. Okay, well, a little spoilers of my Hondas, I guess. Man. I also got a couple of research here and there, but we'll get to that in just a moment. That was a good hype here and there. Let's get into our hauls of the week. Chris, what'd you get?
I just got an extra tasty in Pokemon Sleep.
Heck yeah! I got two. I got 2 extra tasties this today. Or was it 1?
Yeah,
I think
they've been good this week, man.
Dude, I'm doing actually no, I think I only have 1. Oh no, I had 2 this week so far, but then the last one was actually like almost 96k from the biggest dish I can make in the salad category.
Okay. So I don't know the last one I talked about, so I'm just gonna go with what I got on the 17th.
Yeah.
I think I don't remember if I got it before or after the podcast. I think I got it before. I think I talked about the male combi already. I got a shiny Woobat. I didn't play a lot of Bellsprout, but I was able to play 15 minutes at my work, and then I was able to play the last 30 minutes. So I got 5 shiny Bellsprouts, and I evolved some for PvP, 1 for Great League, 1 for Ultra League. I know I evolved a Shadow that I could use for both too, so I was happy about that. But this is where it gets weird. I hatched 18, somewhere between 18 and 20 eggs so far for the 2Ks. No shinies there, but I got 2 shinies from research so far for this event. I got a shiny. Yeah, it was weird. I got a shiny Drillbur and a shiny Binacle.
Also, a random Nidoking in my house.
The king.
I know, right?
It was weird because they say that they boosted the odds from hatching the eggs. I'm curious if because they're not really seen in the wild right now, if they just boosted the shiny chances in general. I'm curious about that.
So here's the thing, and I'm gonna just say to whoever actually reads this part, it's like whenever they said, "Oh, it is a higher chance to get a shiny from egg more than research and wild," that's been BS since literally the entirety of that communication from Niantic. Because every time I go through the event, I never get a shiny. Never. I have never actually hatched one.
It's a higher chance because you can't find it in the wild.
True, but still, I mean, I don't know.
Bad.
Yeah, it's bad. The egg RNG has been bad for me, and I mean, I usually hatch a couple of shinies here and there. I've been hatching nursery the last few months for some reason. So
yeah, I'm going through a lot of my normal incubators right now. So next week I'll let you guys know if I hatch any shinies. But yeah, I kind of doubt it. I don't know. We'll see. And then the last shiny I got was a 933 CP Bulbasaur. 13, 13, 15 shiny.
I mean,
Uh,
at least
yeah,
something's boosted, right?
he's chunky, but that's about it. Cool to see.
True that.
Somebody just tried to battle me. I think that was an accident. What the heck?
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. But yeah, that's a great hold. Any Hondos?
No hundos. I think the closest I got is like a 98 purified shadow trapinch, but nothing. No hundos though.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything good shadow wise. I started a few things already, but I hatched another Larbesta, surprisingly. I did actually get a PvP rank 1 victory bell for Grey League regular.
That's really good.
That was pretty good, actually. Has Magic Leaf. I'll see how it goes when it comes down to it. I mean, I could play it if I need to. Why did I start this? Oh, it's because it's a 0. I got a 0, Bills, bro. Not a shiny one, but you know. All right, so let's see. Shinies. Let's go to shiny. I did get 30 Bellsprouts from Community Day. I don't know why I keep going getting, bro. Like, I don't mean to get so many, but because I am hanging out with somebody at every time, I'm just like clicking and catching and clicking and catching. So I'm basically just, going through it. It was triple Stardust for the event, so it's actually pretty nice. So I did gain quite a bit of Stardust from doing all of that. I did get a shiny Tapu Bulu. I think I did actually mention that last Wednesday because it is the second Wednesday. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I traded for a shiny Litten XL and a not Whimsicott, but what's the pre-evolution?
Cottonee?
Cottonee, yeah. Somebody finally was able to give me Cottonee, which is my very first shiny, so I was actually happy about that.
You evolved it?
Yeah, I wanted to. I wanted to get the shiny. So that's pretty nice. I was able to also get a Drifloon. That's weird. Anyways, shiny Drifloon through the event. I guess the event that we have right now. But we'll talk about that in a second. And 2 Travishes from Spotlight Hour, which, in fact, Travish was boosted the Spotlight Hour. Instead of get the normal like 1 in 500 that you would usually get, it was literally like 1 in 60 something. People were getting like double digits shinies.
Right.
And I don't know what's going on. Like I
was at work.
And he wanted the shiny.
Yeah, I gotta trade someone for that one next.
Oh, I can trade you one. That's not a problem. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that whole. Let's recap some of the events that actually happened last week, and most of them we already said, but let's really go over them now. So Community Day, Bellsprout, 42069 or 69420, whatever you may call it. That was the meme of the entire thing. Everybody was going crazy bananas over that. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad, just like you saw. And the Triple Stardust was at least the saving grace of the Community Day. So
I can't believe we didn't have sunny or cloudy though.
We had windy the entire time. Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, I was actually surprised, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes it Florida can be unpredictable, and we're still in the middle of spring, so I guess that's how it goes. Aside from that, it wasn't too bad. We just play, had some dinner, pretty much just went on our way to get things done. Then we had the update finally happened to come out from the Rediscover Go and the whole campaign that Niantic has been doing. Now, once we mentioned last podcast that we had 3 stages of when Rediscover was going to be a thing. We're going to have... somehow I also spawned a Nidoqueen in my house.
Yo. She came looking for a man.
I know, right? I'm going to catch it just to make sure they actually can stay together, So, the ball being Poké was anyways. Anyways, yeah, that was weird. We had 3 stages of Rediscover from the event, or I guess the campaign. First and foremost was the character update, which we did actually kind of feature last week. However, we really did go over the whole entire thing. And there's a few things that we can say about it, of course. But we'll get to that once we get to the news, because I want to get to them anyways. But yeah, it's cool. You're able to finally customize your character a little bit more here and there. Make sure that it basically becomes your character, who you actually look like. There's still some limitation in some of the customization on it. But you can actually, change the body type. You can change the hairstyle a little bit more, and things that a lot of people, sometimes usually are in the game and all that stuff. So, or, in real life when it comes down to it. So making it more immerse into the game and show you that, this is who you are in the end of the day, which I like. It's not bad.
Yeah, I know people are not a big fan of how it looks right now, but I do think it's going to make it a lot more easy to customize. I think
Little by little.
now that they have more of a backbone for it,
Right. Yeah,
in my opinion.
I feel like this is like the base value. A lot of people are saying that why release it this way and not give us more options for customization. I think it's good in some ways. I'm not saying like it's the best like
I don't.
redesigning.
Yeah.
It's not probably the worst. I mean, we don't know at this point, but we like as somebody actually mentioned, it's like I think it was you, Chris, that it's just a moment to give it time. It's like we have been seeing our character avatar for almost 8 years, and this is the time to really change it. So we gotta get used to it. We just have to get a little bit used to the fact that we can actually see something different from here on out. So with time, I think that it will become something greater, and I'm sure that Niantic, even as much as we know that they are listening or not listening, are listening to the feedback out there. So hopefully that will give them a push to change the type of the type of customization we have for the X-Fact itself. Also, it is the full moon tonight, so make sure your Ursuline as are being evolved. The only reason why I know it's a full moon because of Pokemon Go or Pokemon Sleep. So sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's the only reason why I know it's a full moon. So it kind of translates to Pokemon Go at that point. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's really all much I get to say. I know there's a lot of unfortunate toxicity going through because of this update, but I know that they would be a little bit better in the future. And somebody, I think I'm just gonna quote him actually. Let me see. Let me go to pretty cool here. Let me see if I can actually. No, I won't show his post here on stream, but he will. Yeah, here we go. So he says, and this is a good friend from the Pokemon Crossroads. Look, I get people not liking the change, but can we stop looking so negative at things? Not everything can be smooth, and sometimes work needs to be done. So let's chill and enjoy it, and simply be polite about it. All and literally in quotation marks for the Pokemon Go players. I think it's like it makes sense. I understand people are upset with the type of change. It's just that it's not being toxic about it. It really doesn't change anything. Like it just comes to show how the Pokemon community really sometimes Pokemon Go community really just show his true colors when they don't want something changing in the game. So I don't know. I'll keep it at that when it comes out to that. Now the next part on the Rediscover campaign. This is part 2 of the entire thing, and I guess this is a good reason why this is 200 episodes for this, because the map has finally changed. We are. You really
love that.
Yeah, the map changes are probably the best changes we have seen in a long, long time, and it's kind of thing. I'm gonna encounter this Grimer, all for anybody who's actually watching us live. And you can now see trees and flowers and grass and the changing seasons, and wherever you are, the biomes are completely different. So the whole entire biome mechanics in the game, both for cast screens, battles, nothing for raids, unfortunately, but you can't really see a raid when you're raiding, so outside when you're raiding. But any of that really it changes the view of the game because of it. So I'm glad this change has happened. It looks amazing. It kind of redefines how the game really looks in real life. When you're in dark places or in cool places or anything like that, it really shows the mechanic of it. So, I really do love it. Chris, your opinions?
Yeah, I think the coolest part of it is now if you're iffy on the kind of biome you're in, like let's say you're in a new place, now you'll know for sure what kind of biome you're in because you can tell by the background. I think that's one of the better parts about it.
Yeah.
But also, it just makes the encounter look really cool, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I'm a big fan of it.
It does rain. I believe the battery is a little bit like, your phone's battery is acting a little bit higher when it comes down to this. You do have new settings to the whole thing, which you can change like some of the mechanics, like the hair floating through the sky or something like that, or the flowers and everything that in the scanner scheme. So you can make it a little more plain if you don't want your game to run like in high definition all the time. But it is still cool to see those type of encounters here and there anyways. You see it on sunsets, you see it, which technically we already have, but when you go to the scanner screen, it was just a plain old background, either day or night, but that was pretty much it. But now you have sunsets, and you have sunrises, you have, cloudy weather and things like that will actually, change the way that we looked at the game. And it's a really much needed change for the better of this game, really, after so many years, really, because it was the same thing for a long time. So I think that all of this is a great positive. So, we have our somewhat okay update. Now we have our good update. We have one more update still to really go about it. Unfortunately, that will not actually happen until probably 2 weeks from now, I think. And that's the ghost snapshot mechanic, which it is being tested out right now. So I believe that will be the final part of the campaign of the Rediscover, and we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see how taking a snapshot of multiple Pokemon is going to look. Because, I mean, a lot of people say there's one Pokemon that's their favorite, but at least for me, it's between like two or three. So,
Yeah. Like I said,
it is going to be cool to have all three of them there.
I'm going to actually do something interesting because we are technically doing some things for the Pokemon Professor Networks too. We have a tab over in their Discord, and I'm gonna go ahead and put in an AR shot of the new mechanic when it goes live. So I want anybody and everybody, first of all, go ahead and join the Professor Network Discord, because we really do spend a lot more time there now, more than our own Discord, unfortunately, but if it is what it is. And then just if you have some cool AR shots once this new update goes live in a few weeks, I want to see them. I want to actually feature those kind of updates, or those pictures and everything. So that would be cool. I think that's something that we can do for our listeners here. Anybody out there. Also follow our social media, because that way we actually feature you guys. But we'll feature it live here in the podcast recording for anybody, that wants to actually be featured for this kind of thing. So I think that would be a pretty cool idea, right, Chris?
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah. So I think with that, we'll move over to today's research topics, because we do have a little bit of information from both the technically part 2 of Rediscover and then more. However, Chris, how about you go over the very first news section here?
Yeah, it's your favorite Pokemon. We're going to look forward to the hatch day with Cleffa. If you haven't gotten Shiny Cleffa yet, hype. If you have gotten it, you're probably not as hyped. But Cleffa Hatch Day is going to be happening on Sunday, April 28th, so 4 days away, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. I'm happy because I'm going to be off for this event, so I will probably try to hatch a few. So Cleffa is going to be in 2-kilometer eggs, which are going to be a lot easier to pick up, and you're going to have an increased chance of hatching a shiny Cleffa. The event bonus is 2 times candy from hatching eggs. You have an increased chance of hatching shiny Cleffa, of course, and you're going to want to try to pick up as many 2-kilometer eggs as you can. I'm sure you might be able to pick up other types of eggs, but it's like a 95% chance of picking up 2-kilometer eggs, I believe. At least that's what it seemed like during Railu for me.
Yeah, I think it was the same. Railu was the only Pokemon spawning of the eggs too, so you weren't having to be around the pool of other Pokemons in the pool of the usual 2Ks. So yeah, pretty much it's just one of those.
So you're just playing the shiny odds with that. So that's cool. The only problem you might come into is if you're only using the free incubator, but it is a 2-kilometer egg, so hopefully you can maximize it the most that you can. There's also going to be timed research, event exclusive timed research, awarding a super incubator and XP at no cost, which is really good because that means you don't even have to walk the 2 kilometers. So it'll be a little bit less. Uh, so it will expire. So you're going to want to claim it before 5 p.m. that day. But if you're trying to hatch Cleffa eggs, you're probably going to be claiming it before that. There's also going to be a paid timed research for $1 or the equivalent locally. And it will award you 2 times hatch Stardust. And it will challenge you to hatch an egg and walk 2 kilometers to earn 1 star piece, 1 super incubator, and XP. Is it worth it?
You're basically just paying
Probably
for
if
the
you're hatching
super
a lot.
incubator. Yeah, you're just paying for the super incubator at that point.
I mean, the 2 times hatch Stardust is pretty loaded. Personally, the first thing I'm thinking during this event, if you have a lot of good eggs, 10 kilometers, 12-kilometer eggs, have them ready to hatch at the start of the event so you can, get all the cleffas you want.
Right.
But the fact that it's 2 times 2 times hatch Stardust, I combined the words,
Right.
then you're going to be getting a buttload of Stardust if you hatch it right at the start.
So
Try to do that.
True. All right. So before we go over the next part of this here, just a couple of things about that. So the 2 kilometers, unfortunately, don't give you so much Stardust, actually, even if it's double Stardust, actually. So from the event itself, it's not probably the greatest thing to really hatch that many 2Ks, just because you do have the 2 times Stardust for that. It doesn't really, cannibalize it to actually be part of it. However, Stardust is Stardust. I know everybody needs it. The pay time research, I don't really know at this point. It's just like you are paying mostly for the super incubator, but $1 meaning it also gives you, the 1 star piece too. So I guess that's a premium item when it comes down to it.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier for me to get behind it if it gave you like 1 encounter with a Cleffa.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
I know that sounds silly, but at least you have like 1 chance at getting a shiny for free. Like, I know you're paying, but like 1 that you don't even have to stress out about.
Well, if we're going by Riolu
I
rates, we're going by the Riolu rates, and really the only bonus that we had with Riolu was not even the half distance or anything. We just had Stardust, I think, for hatching. So we were hatching eggs like crazy for Riolu, and we still only got like so many. I remember getting so many. So I know you were getting a lot if you actually do this event, anyways.
Yeah, I think
it's like 1 in 10.
These kind of days are like your best chance of getting a Shundo.
That's the only difference. Yeah, that's the only difference of me actually wanting to play this game. But I'm at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know if I want a Shando Clef or not.
I think there's worse ones to get. I think it is an interesting one.
Bro, here's the thing. If it would have actually been like something like Larvesta, we all would have been flipped.
Oh my gosh.
You
and your Larvesta, that's all you talk about.
Bro, I need the 100 Larvesta like ASAP right now. It's like...
It is hype, honestly.
Yeah, I haven't even evolved it to Volcano right now. And I have all the candies for it. So, anyways, continue on. We have part 2 of this, technically.
Yeah, it's going to have an extended bonus. So all the way from Friday coming up, April 26th at 10 a.m. To Sunday at 5 p.m., which is going to be when that Cleffa day ends.
Yep.
There's going to be the event bonus of egg hatch distance when eggs are placed in their incubators. So if you're holding on to 10-kilometer, 12-kilometer eggs now, you're probably going to honestly have them hatched before Cleffa even starts.
Sure.
Unless you're hatching, 1 at a time using your regular incubator, your free incubator.
Yeah.
So if you want to try maximizing on the Stardust and hatching them all at the beginning of Cleffa, you can. Personally, I'm not going to do it. That's just a scenario I see.
Right. And again, if let's say you have a bunch of 10s or 12k eggs when it comes down to stacking this, that will probably be like the best time. Like having yeah, especially like think about this. If you do buy tickets, you have 12-kilometer eggs ready to go. Let's say you place them on incubator on like Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. You're walking around, make sure that you don't hatch them before then, and then by the time you actually get to the event at 2 p.m., you'll be able to hatch them and get the double hatch Stardust. Then you're taking advantage of that to its
That's what
fullest.
I'm thinking,
Yeah. I mean, we have technically about, what, 4 days?
Yeah,
Thursday, Friday,
unless
Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, Sunday.
unless the paid one goes the whole time, but
No,
I think it's only during Cleffa, yeah.
yeah, paid time is only through the Cleffa event. It says tasks associated with the paid time resource will be available. Start at Cleffa Hatch Day. To get the rewards, these tasks must be completed and the rewards must be claimed before the event ends. So yeah, it's only for the event side of things. So good tip to go about it is to really just do the type hatch all your 12k eggs at the start of the event. So that way you're getting the maximum amount of bonuses when it comes down to it, So yeah, that's something to point it out. Continue on.
Yeah, the field research task rewards that are going to be out there during the whole event is going to be event themed field research tasks, which, okay. So they're like, there's going to be research tests out there when you spin photo discs. I'm like, yeah, that's typically how we get them. Complete the task to earn Stardust and XP. So no Pokemon rewards, but a little extra XP and Stardust never hurt anyone. So try to stack those up if you're hatching eggs. There's going to be a Pokemon Go web store bundle, which I am kind of looking at. An Ultra Hatch box for $20 featuring 15.
Bro.
Sorry. Super. Yeah, I just loaded this thing up. 15 super incubators, 10 basic incubators, and 5 poffins, which, isn't bad. I think that's a decent deal for $20, honestly, especially for this event.
Yeah, it's not too shabby when it comes down to it. If anything, you are paying mostly, again, I'm thinking just super incubators alone. That's just, you're paying for mostly those. And the 10 basic incubators, really. The incubators will really help you out more throughout the hatch day because you really don't want to put 2K elemental eggs in 12K.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those
things.
I'm thinking. Yeah.
But if you feel like it, by all means, but don't feel like you need to get incubators because I think you might be able to get a shiny just by using your free incubator.
Yeah, that's almost 100%. Yeah. If you do at least 1, maybe 2 batches, you're at least guaranteed 1 shiny Cleffa.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There's also going to be an event bundle, a Hatchbox bundle. For 925 Pokecoins, you can get 5 super incubators, 5 basic incubators, and 2 lucky eggs. Not bad. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yeah.
Definitely, I do like the lucky eggs more than the poffins, though. I will say that.
True. I mean, we're really not really looking for experience these days, anyways. No. Actually, let me check my experience. Yeah, I'm at 297 mil. I'm getting to the 300. That's pretty cool. Haven't really catched that many Pokemon in the last few days, though. So, but yeah, so that is Cleffa Hatch Day. Exciting, not exciting. Exciting in a few ways. Just like Chris mentioned, is probably the best way to really get a Shundo out of the whole deal. Surprisingly, let me check. And I know that this number is a little obscure because of how when the shiny really started coming out of the eggs. But here's the thing: I have hatched over 23,000 eggs. Don't make the math. How much money is that? Because I'm not gonna say it.
He'll deny.
I'll deny it. However, though, out of all those eggs, not one has been a Shundo from an egg. Now, I understand at least for the first 2, maybe 3 years, we really didn't have Chinese from eggs, and even if they did, they weren't really that common. Even though we have more chances now, I still haven't gotten a Shundo out of an egg, and that's saying something, really. I'm just I don't know, it bothers me, but events like this is what makes it the most when it comes down to it.
I would compare it to finding a full odd shiny. Well, I guess that would be rare. I'd say I would compare it to finding a shiny full odds Shundo in the wild, but I guess it would definitely be rarer in the wild since the
I
IVs are better in eggs.
Correct. Yeah, that's completely true. Let's think there is
Dang.
getting a full-on legendary Shundo in the wild is probably almost the same amount of blocks. Even worse, probably, because you don't see the legendaries out there as often as before. And even if you do, the chances for it being a Hondo and a Shundo at the same time are almost consistently to none. So
That does actually remind me of the person that found a shiny as of this week.
yeah, which we'll talk about in a second, anyways. But yeah,
Okay. I wasn't sure. I'm glad we are.
yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes down to hatch day. I'm personally not too excited. I'm still like almost 80% that I probably won't actually play this event for two reasons. One, as you guys know, I'm moving.
You love Cleffa.
And I don't know how my schedule really will work out because I kind of need to have everything done or a lot of the things done by the weekend. So if I don't finish it by the next few days, it's going to really be a damn for it. And at this point, I really don't need to for another Cleffa shiny or Hondo. So as much as I want a Shando, I think this is a one that I can skip even if I wanted to. So we'll see how it goes. We'll really see how it goes. If everything works out, then we'll figure it out. Anyways, let's go to the next part of the news here. DreamHack. I'm actually surprised that I saw this on the news section and I didn't think about it until now.
Wait, this isn't Pokemon Sleep?
I know, right? Yeah, I know, right? So join us for DreamHack Melbourne. Is that how you say it? Melbourne? Yeah, 2024. So this is April 26th to the 28th. So it's actually this weekend, right? Yeah, this weekend, really.
Yeah, it's coming up. Friday.
So this is in Road Lambert and Margaret Court Arena in Melbourne Park, presented by TAC, I think it's called. Trainers, we're going to DreamHack Melbourne on April 26th to the 28th. Come visit us in Melbourne and Olympic Parks for exciting in-person gameplay giveaways you don't want to miss. Read on the breakdown below. And what awaits you. Event bonuses. Lure modules activated throughout the event will last for 3 hours. That does not include golden lures. Darn. Lure modules has a chance of attracting unknown D. Interesting. 2 times body cash assist chance. Wow, okay. And then half Stardust cost for trades. Okay, interesting rewards when it comes down to it. However, Field Research task rewards will be available throughout the event. The following Pokemon will be available to encounter when you complete Field Research task. Hisu and Sneasel, Furfru, Gumi, Sandygast, Yamo, and Double, yeah.
That's our weekly rewards, aren't they?
No, Double is not in the weekly rewards as far as I know.
Oh, it is. I got it twice in a row.
Bro, really?
It is.
I haven't even seen one. I've been getting actually the dragons, which I'm happy about. But if you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny one of only the ones that are shiny available, of course.
I just don't know if Sneasel is. That's the only one I'm iffy on.
Interesting. Time research. Me, you, and Pikachu. Event team time research will be available throughout the event. Complete the research task to earn Stardust, Pikachu candy, and encounter with Pikachu wearing a red party hat. We can't wait to see you there. Interesting. Where is Baltimore, anyways?
It's in Florida. No, Melbourne. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really.
Oh my gosh, Melbourne! I feel like it's on like the back of my tongue. I remember.
Let's do a quick Google search, my friends. Melbourne.
Oh my gosh, there is a Melbourne in Florida. It's either Australia. I think it's Australia though.
Really? That's an interesting one. Ugh. It's not that I hate Australia. I mean, it is in the other side of the world.
Let me check.
There's just a lot of controversy right now over there.
Just say Melbourne.
Yeah, Melbourne people are probably exciting news. Yeah. All right. That's well. Interesting. But if you are going to this event, just let us know. We would love to see if you catch anything cool or anything.
It says Australia. Yeah,
I figured as much. Oh, it is Ringhide in Australia. Cool. Anyways, again, just let us know if you catch anything cool. Anybody who's going, because we definitely don't think we're ever gonna go to those kind of things. Well, never say never.
Australia's a hard one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just almost the same as Japan, and Japan seems to be cheaper. So
oh, dude, Japan's a lot easier than
Then
go
that's
to
true.
Australia
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
It's not that I don't want to go. It's just that it's one of those things that it's not in my to do list anytime soon. So
I would like to go to Australia to visit those reefs. Yeah, but
yeah, I know, right?
not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon. But yeah, that's the DreamHack event. If you're going again, let us know so that way we can shout you out there. Next, and not least, as I mentioned before, the Rediscover campaign comes with also a Rediscover Kanto. The reason why this episode is called Kanto Rediscover because it is a part of that. However, though, search biomes for Pokemon Go first discovered in Kanto during the Rediscover Kanto event. This is ongoing with the Sustainability Week.
Yeah, I thought that was weird that they overlapped so much.
Yeah. But remember how we said last week that sustainability didn't have any of the the event spawns? Yeah, this is basically the reason why.
This is why.
Yeah. So on Monday, April 22nd, the same hours of I think this discoverability happened. When did it start it, actually? Did it start Monday? I don't think it started Monday.
It might have. It honestly might have, because I think I was off when it started.
No, well, maybe. If you were off, it was probably Sunday then.
It's possible.
I could be wrong. We can go back, but I really don't want to. Anyways, Monday, April 22nd at 10 a.m. to Thursday, May 9 at 8 p.m. local time. So this is actually happening for almost 2 weeks, and it's kind of insane when it comes down to it. This Discover the World, just like we mentioned before, the whole Pokemon Go has a new look, and we have already showcased it, so we don't have to repeat that ourselves. However, Pokemon originally discovered in Kanto region will appear in specific biomes, although they may have been known to appear outside of these biomes during certain Pokemon Go seasons or special events. Work with other trainers to find as many biomes types as you can. Have you seen a difference?
With what?
With the biomes and the certain Pokemons?
Maybe a little bit. I feel like the biggest difference, though, is that they just made, like, the really uncommon Pokemon, Arcanine, Snorlax, and everything are just spawning a lot better.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now
I
during the
mean,
event.
heck, I got a Nidoqueen and Nidoking right here, so it's like, things like
Amazing.
that was interesting when it came down to it. Event bonuses: increase experience for 7 days Pokestop spin streak, so that's pretty good. Increase experience for 7-day Pokemon catch streak, so make sure you get to your end of the week. Friendship levels will increase faster than normal throughout opening gifts, training Pokemon, or battling together in gyms, raids, gyms, or trainer battles. So I gotta open more gifts now. Increased chance of encounter shiny Bulbasaur, shiny Charmander, or shiny Squirrel in their respective biomes. I definitely
That makes more sense now.
Well, yeah, I haven't actually seen a Squirrel at all in literally the entire time, aside from field research, anyways.
I will say, the fact that it says in their biomes is definitely interesting to me.
Yeah,
if we go to Riverwalk and click on all them Squirtles.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I've seen more Bulbasaurs definitely just because of the weather, but I think that's also because, we're more of even though we're not in the desert or, in mountains, it is kind of spawning more wildly when it comes down to it. However, there's also feature attacks. So Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise will know their Community Day moves if you evolve them through this entire 2 weeks.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Yeah, so make sure that if you've been holding on to a really good PvP Pokemon, it is your chance to get those exclusive moves. Charizard will only know Blastborn aside from their 2 other signature move, or I guess their Community Day moves from Dragon Breath or whatever it's called, yeah. So it's still pretty good when it comes down to it. Blastburn is a powerful move. Hydro Cannon, Frenzy Plant, all those Pokemon have at least some liability in some ways, even though Blastoise hasn't really shined in the last few times. Field Research Stat Rewards will award you with things like Mega Energy for Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. So if you were holding on to actually getting some Mega Energy, this is your chance to get them. And then a special research will be available to all trainers for free, beginning in the Rediscover and Kanto event. Trainers who complete the special research will earn items like Stardust, experience, and encounters with event team Pokemons. Yeah, basically you just get Charmander, Squirrel, and Bulbasaur. Spoiler alert, that's pretty much what you get. But yeah, that is Rediscover Kanto, part 2 of 2 of the Rediscover campaign, so I say it's pretty cool. I say that it's actually been kind of nice to see a variety. I don't even know how to say the word anymore. I'm glad that I'm able to see a lot of different Pokemons aside from just Kanto. It's a good split almost in the middle between the two, plus the sustainability week, of course.
Yeah, I know people were joking like, oh, look at them leaning back on Kanto whenever whenever they need cool spawns for people.
But they kind of like
I really
met
think it's been
all,
alright.
yeah, they met all the basically the check marks for this kind of event. Even though it is Kanto again, we have seen a lot of the Kanto Pokemon we don't see regularly, different places and different biomes when it comes down to it. Ooh, I don't know. Well, I hope nothing happened. Sorry for the noise, guys. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I didn't hear anything personally.
Yeah, okay, cool. Technical difficulties, y'all. Hold on, let me try one more time. There you go. If you guys heard that, I'm sorry. I mean, I do have the desktop audio out to make sure that I can hear Chris and you guys can hear him too. But I basically just moved a few things and my computer was like employing a USB port. Anyways, back to what really is when it comes down to it. Kanto and the event itself has actually been pretty cool. A lot of people are really liking it, even though it's still Kanto. And yeah, and even again, that's one check mark. The second check mark is the community day moves for the specific Pokemons that we know that are useful for it. So Venusaur and Charizard, unfortunately Blastoise too, but Blastoise doesn't really see a lot of play unless it's meta. And then just in itself, just how it feels that you're not really having to raid or hatch or anything like that. I mean, we do have sustainability week for the hatching part of things, so it really is just overlapping that. Just play out and play, brothers and sisters.
It is pretty funny to have two events going on at the same time, too, though.
It's an event and an event.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. When that, I mean, we have seen some pretty cool spawns from people actually getting there, and for some reason, and just like Chris mentioned from somebody on Twitter, the Lake Trio has started appearing in the wild again. Now it's still, insanely rare to find one, but you are still, you can still catch them. There are shiny available, so that's pretty cool too.
The fact that somebody found and caught the shiny one makes me feel like the shinies might not be able to run from you too, at least for that one.
I mean, if they do that with a Galarian burst, that'd be interesting too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, I would love that. Even if I spent like an hour trying to catch a Galarian bird, it'd be pretty hype if they couldn't run if they were shiny.
Yeah, I think that's a really good case when it comes down to that. But yeah, so that is Rediscover Kanto and in general the Rediscover Go once again. Will we see more of this in the future? Hopefully. We'll see how it goes when technically part 3 of this campaign goes live. All right, so I guess we should probably talk about this since it's a little bit part of what's going on out there. Now, there's been a lot of negativity in Pokemon in the Pokemon Go community in recent days. Mostly have to part with the avatar change. I know we briefly go about how the community feels, but really it's getting out of hand, and I don't really not liking that too much. I just want to just like I said before, just do better, be nicer to each other, be polite. I know it's 100% of the time Niantic is listening, but of course if they want to hear your voice, don't go out and be like threatening or be like just shouting out into space like the worst possible way possible, because it's not gonna work. That's just they're not gonna listen to you for in that reason in that way. They're gonna listen to the people who has more constructive criticism when it comes down to the features out there that they are implementing. And do say this, kudos to Niantic. It's been actually, a lot of things have been starting finally working for the game recently. And I think that that's a good thing regardless, because they have done a shit ton of quality of life updates that we don't even actually, whenever something good happens in the game, nobody bats an eye. So only when something bad happens in the game and everybody just literally goes bananas for some reason, So it's kind of one of those things that it kind of doesn't make sense. It's kind of like double standard. You want something good to happen, but yet they don't say anything. When something bad happens, all the world has to say it. Like, I don't get it, How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I just like to kind of see what people are saying. Kind of have my own thoughts, but it is definitely interesting to see what people say about every feature.
Yeah, definitely. But again, it's just, I hate seeing so much negativity when it comes down to it. There's been more other stuff going on, which, I don't know. Do we want to go over this, Chris? I don't think so, right? There's no point of really putting that out there.
Not really anything to kind of bring down anything. I mean, there's always going to be something going on in the Pokemon scene. We're all very passionate about Pokemon.
Yeah. Right? The one thing that I will mention, I mean, again, I'm not going to say names in some ways. I'm just going to say that it is a little bit sad for a few of the players in the Turkish countries because they recently changed their currency to more European ones. So it's basically has gone up almost substantially. So I hope that maybe Niantic can rectify that, but I don't know what they're really thinking at this point. That, of course, caused a scene in a lot of other ways. So, again, be better. Just I'm sure that things will be better sooner rather than later, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Because, again, just like Chris mentioned, we're passionate. We're too passionate about this game, really. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I really don't want to actually dwell too much into the drama that's going on outside when it comes down to it. So let's get into some PvP action. Chris, get good, get wreck. Here we go. All right, so yeah, I haven't done any GPL, so I don't know what you'll be doing because it's in all 3 leagues right now, right?
I wouldn't know, but I think so.
Yeah, it says Great League, Ultra
I
League.
haven't done it for like the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or I guess the past week.
I don't know if the community out there really tries me to say, hey, you got to play some PvP so we can, compete against each other. I mean, I would definitely start doing it a little bit more. But right now, it's kind of like, I got to learn so much again. I feel like there's so much meta differences now. I don't even know. Like, I've seen some PvP stuff going through, a lot of the players that we follow. I think Dom's right now is live and he's doing Master. I know Lord Drew is doing his usual either Great League or Master League. It's just been fun when it comes down to it to see them, and I kind of want to try it too. But right now Master League is populated for Pokemon that I don't have, unfortunately, which I can still use, but it's one of those things, I want to get that Palkia. Anyways, but yeah, and then we had a regional. Let me search because I know there was a regional in São Paulo, I think it's called. Let me see if there was any information about that. Interesting. NA regional champions here. Let's try PB Poke here. I usually go about what's going on in. Yeah, so. São Paulo in Brazil was another regional happening on April 21st weekend. And I think, who was, Dracovic. I forgot about Dracovic, I'm sorry. Is there any information on who actually won São Paulo? Yes. His name is, or at least his Twitter handle is Lucas Canan. And he has conquered the weekend to earn the title of 2024 São Paulo Regional Champion. Let's see if I can. Actually, I should probably just go ahead and follow them here at Dracovic. I don't know why I haven't done that at this point. But let's see. Where is he? First place. Okay, so yeah, Kanan. He had a team of Skarmory, Cresselia, Altaria, Shadow Wishcash, Annihilape, and Shadow Magnezone.
That's a really cool team.
That
the
is.
Magnezone is the spiciest for me.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure that, through some of the matches itself, Magnezone can really damage shields in that respectively. Just because it has a really quick charge move that it can be throw out when it comes down to it. I don't see of course, their moves right now. However, the metas right now being things like Lantern or Gligar Shadow. I know people have been using that. Like Gligar Shadow probably appears in like 90% of the meta right now. So even in Brazil and here's things. So yeah, I think that congratulations are always in order. So congratulations to the new São Paulo regional champion, Lucas Canan. We'll definitely feel like competitive Pokemon scene for Pokemon Go really has actually thrived in the last few years, and I'm glad that it's going forward for that reason. Yeah, pretty much it. Anything else that we can cover here?
Nothing I can really think of, at least not other than what we talked about.
Yeah, definitely. Well, once again, I do want to say thank you so much for listening to everybody and listening to us, really. Of 200 episodes, really. I wish I would have been able to plan out a little bit more for this kind of milestone. But again, life has been just, throwing curveballs at us and doing other things. And I'm sure that, if we plan it out a little more, maybe within the next few episodes, we can have something cool to really celebrate the 200. But if you guys...
250.
I know, right? That'll be another year. But yeah, once again, thank you so much for listening, everybody. We do appreciate it. If you want to listen us to our podcast services feeds, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, any of those places, we would greatly appreciate it if you can leave us a review and let us know if you leave us a review too. Follow our social media, myself at Pure Let It Go, Chris at PKMN Trigger Please with a Z at the end. And of course, any information about news and updates from Pokemon Go on the Purified Podcast, all Twitter handles, of course. You can always email us anything to the purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. I would say join our Discord, but again, I think that if you just go ahead and go to the Pokemon Professor Network Discord, we will definitely join you there for anything you want to say. And yeah, don't forget to check us out at thepurifiedpodcast.com, the Professor Network. Chris, with that being said, why are you so green right now?
Just from looking at the screen, I got the full screen of the Twitch stream. And it's just all green. That's funny.
That was
I'm just Shrek.
I know, right? He's turning Shrek at the full moon here. But with that being said, Chris, how about you take us away for the night?
All right. Thank you guys very much for listening to us for 200 episodes. It's always a pleasure. 200 plus, I guess. And it's been lovely. I'm definitely looking forward to making more podcasts with Pure Lighter and, just having more entertainment out there for you guys. We're both going to be moving soon. So once we're all settled, I think everything's going to be very smooth, and then the podcast should be awesome. So yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to it. And catch you guys next week, where hopefully we got even more news for you guys. I'm positive we will.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for 200 episodes, and keep purifying them. We'll see you guys next time.